What's going on, Mike RC? Back with another unboxing. Not a Traxxas this time. I've been wanting to get into the 8-scale buggy scene for a long time, and I just didn't know where to start. And I was at the hobby shop and saw this Arrma. I've never owned an Arrma, so this is my first Arrma. And guys seem to like them, and they've been around for a long time. So this is the 1/8 scale buggy, the 6S version. So it's got a 6S motor and speed controller. They also have a 3S version that's a little bit cheaper. So we had to go with the big one, of course. It says it'll do 70 miles an hour, but then really small, it says you got to put a LiPo, 6S LiPo with a bigger pinion gear. This is powered by Spectrum. Here's kind of the side of the box, just some extra features. Flipping it over on the back, kind of the same thing, just kind of goes over some of the features. So if you want to know more about the buggy, you can pause it and kind of look through this, but I'm just going to pop it open and kind of just give my first impressions on it, but that's it. But yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to get into an 8 scale and I didn't know how to do it. I was originally looking at the low Cs, but those are super expensive and they only come in kits. Oh yeah. Looks like you get a bunch of tools. There's some shims right there. I wonder what that's for. Probably to shim the diffs. That's kind of nice. So pretty sweet. Here's the car itself. So okay, this is the radio you get with it. It's a Spectrum unit, pretty bare bones, so feels pretty like Jeep, but that's fine. Okay, here's the car itself. Man, this thing actually looks really, really nice. It's got some weight to it. Let's go ahead and pop the body off. Suspension feels real plush. It's got sway bars on it, so that's cool. Front and rear sway bars. Okay, here's a little close-up. So we have the Arrma 150 amp ESC, the 2050 kV 4074 size 8-scale motor, and that's really it. It's got a metal gear servo, so I'll kind of bring you guys in close. It's supposed to have a really nice servo saver on this. You can see there is quite a bit of plastic. You know, the chassis braces here is plastic, which is fine. It's not a big deal because plastic can bend without breaking. It's got a 4-bolt accessible center diff. They're pretty proud of that. Looks like the motor mount's pretty easy to adjust, so that should be easy if we have to swap pinions around. Looks like we got an aluminum chassis, so pretty nice. Up front, we have pillow ball style knuckles, and in the rear, just normal style suspension like you see on most cars. It's got all metal drivetrain. All the shafts are metal. It's got metal gears inside the diffs. So yeah, feels pretty nice. The suspension is nice and plush. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna throw a 4S in there and we're gonna go kind of rip this thing. Also real quick, these tires, they look okay. They don't have like really big tread, but they're 8-scale buggy tires, so there's about 100,000 different options. I wonder how this thing would actually do on an 8-scale buggy track. I guess they advertise it more for bashing than for racing, but I don't see why you couldn't race this in an 8-scale buggy class. Now, of course, the guys with all the big high-end buggies are gonna be like, what the heck? You know, this is a pretty basic buggy or entry-level buggy, but you know what? I think it would do just good if you can drive it. As you can see, it comes with 2 plugs, so you can run 2 2Ss, 2 3Ss, or it has a jumper plug here, so that way if you want to run 1 battery. I'm going to try to fit this big 6800 in there and see how it fits. Okay, this barely fits, so this is probably the biggest LiPo you can get. Let me go get a 5000. Okay, just a normal 4S 5000 fits in there nice. These battery straps are going to take getting used to. They're good because you can really cinch it down, but they're bad because it's not just a one-clip, you know, solution. So if you're used to that, it's kind of a little bit more of a hassle, I guess you could say. But it's also a good thing because you can fit many different size batteries. Also, this little part here kind of moves up and down, so I guess you can put like taller batteries in it. But yeah, definitely have a lot of options for batteries in this thing. Well, cool. I think I've been rambling enough, so let's go run it. Here it is from the front. This is the cleanest this car will ever be, so we have a good little montage how nice this thing looks. I don't know how I feel about this coming out the back, so I'm gonna have to tuck that somewhere. Okay, we're gonna go run it. Okay, real quick, I got the battery plugged in. Let's see how fast the steering is. Okay, that's pretty good. It's got a metal gear servo. I think I already said that. And let's give it some throttle. That's gonna go. All right, so this is gonna be the first run on the Arrma Typhon 6S. We're gonna run this on a 5,000 milliamp Spectrum battery, and that's it. We're just gonna do a little street rip, then we're gonna go hit some dirt and kind of give our thoughts. Okay. Oh. It's fast. Let's go do some speed runs in the street. They having trouble keeping up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This thing handles awesome. Kind of haze the tires up, get them to grip better. All right, let's hit some dirt. Okay, here's the dirt location I chose, and there's a little hill right there. Maybe we can use that as a jump. So we got the Typhon. We got the Typhon 6S. We have a 4S battery in it at the moment, and I'm gonna be recording with the GoPro stuck to the controller. So hopefully we get some good footage. There's a little bit of street, there's a little bit of dirt, and that's it. We're just gonna do some rips and see how the buggy handles. So far, just driving down the street, this thing's awesome. And you gotta remember, I've never had a buggy. I've only had bashers, so this 8-scale buggy thing is completely new to me. So far, I really like this thing, so let's rip it. All right, here we go, Arrma Typhon. Ooh. Thing jumps awesome, as you would expect from an 8-scale buggy. As far as power, it's got plenty. This is pretty rocky terrain. Pretty loose stuff. These tires aren't hooking up the best, but you know, what can you expect? Oh, looks like the rear wheel hawked up. Yeah, it doesn't like those rock. What? Okay. Oh, we got a rock jammed in the wheel. Yeah, I don't really like this super rocky stuff, but that's kind of all we got right now, so. Can't even really open this thing up here. A little bit softer dirt. Oh yeah, handles a lot better. I'm just feathering the throttle. This thing hauls. Man, this is only 4 cell. This thing handles awesome. Never had an 8-scale buggy, but this thing's awesome. Tons of power. All right, let's try to hit this jump a little bit. Yeah, I just can't get enough traction. I need some different tires. So this thing handles awesome. You can feel how planted it is. The only thing I could probably do better, like I said, is maybe these tires. These lugs aren't very big. This thing absolutely rips. All right, guys, so here's my afterthoughts of the Arrma Typhon 6S. We ran it on 4S, and this thing actually scoots really good on 4S, completely box stock. I was very impressed at how good it handled. It's very planted, you know, being an 8-scale buggy, it's got some weight to it, and I'm not used to that. Like I said, I've always just had bashers and, you know, lower end cars like that, but I'm really impressed for what I would consider an entry-level 8th-scale buggy. This thing's pretty good. I was very impressed. It's got tons and tons and tons of power, so definitely good in that department. The motor didn't really run hot at all. Like I said, just on a 4-cell. I'm sure on a 6-cell, this thing is absolutely ridiculous, but I really like how it handled. You know, the buggy felt really planted, like I was saying. Probably needs some better tires. Definitely probably going to look into some different tires. I have some 8-scale buggy tires kicking around somewhere with some big lugs on them, so we might run those next. But yeah, guys, overall, first drive, very happy with this thing. Can't wait to see what else we do with it. Can't wait to see how it holds up. Arrmas are supposed to be pretty durable. So we're going to see. Everything's real smooth. I really like how the buggy drives. Steering servo is very responsive, makes drifting really easily and all that good stuff. It handles good in the air, easy to control. I didn't really jump it too much, but I hit a couple. Street bashing was fun, dirt bashing was fun, and can't wait to see what else we do with this thing in the future. So I think it's pretty good. I'm very happy with it. I will say one of the things I do want to change, the center diff feels like the fluid might be a little soft. It's kind of the hard way to explain it. Like I'm just spinning the wheel right here and it's already trying to spin the rear tires. I don't know how loose or how tight that should be. I do feel like I'm getting a lot of slip to the front because of that. Maybe it's normal. I don't know. Maybe some of the 8-scale buggy guys could tell me if maybe I should put some thicker diff oil in the center diff. Luckily on the Arrma, it's 4 screws and you can pull the whole diff out. It's supposed to be super easy to service. Also, cleaning this thing off is really easy. I just use compressed air. I didn't get any weird rocks in any weird places to kind of chew anything up. I did get a rock in the wheel between the hub carrier and the tire in there, and it did jam the wheel up. But where I was playing at was pretty rocky, and you know, as long as you kind of avoid that kind of stuff, I don't think you'll have any issues. But that was the only problem I had, and like I said, I didn't have any rocks or anything caught in the drivetrain. And I do think cleaning this thing, maintenance this thing will be super easy. Arrmas are supposed to be relatively easy to work on. And yeah, I guess that's all I got to say. So, but that's it. So that's our unboxing and first test run of the Arrma Typhon 6S, and can't wait to see what the future holds for this thing. If you're looking to get your feet wet in the A-scale buggy world like I was, I think this is a pretty good choice.